Okay, my name is Ray. I left my job about a year ago to pursue a couple startup ideas, or one startup idea primarily. That's kind of evolved into, anyway, when I started it was this big, gnarly mess, and it's evolved into a much simpler idea. So it's targeting young professional couples, or started out young professionals, and it's been refined a bit. But it's a service. It's just a meal purchasing service. We purchase meals for young professionals downtown, and they just pick up the meal bagged. And it's not pre-made. It's nothing like that. It's just we give them the idea of what they want to make, and we purchase and bag the ingredients for them, so it's ready to pick up. So you receive the email in the morning. It's a meal. It's pulled from trusted, sort of the trusted recipe site, developer site, Array, just name it. And really, what we're trying to do is, at the decision point, at the end of the day, when you're trying to figure out what you're going to make, or whether you'll be eating out, we want to, cut out the inconvenience of walking to the store, trying to decide what you're going to make, that sort of thing. So it's very tailored. If you don't like that day's meal, you don't get it. But if you do, then you do, and you benefit from not having to spend the time in the store. So that's the idea. Really simple, really straightforward, and it's one email a day.
Funny enough, a friend of mine, we talked about this idea when we were going through school, but how do you make sure people know how to cook it? Or they have their
so in the email they get the information on how to make the meal. So it's we buy the ingredients, but they'll have that sort of, and you could imagine the extension, right? Like if it's a video or whatever it is, that could be a conflict. I mean, as long as the instructions are there, hopefully folks can figure it out.
When you kind of went into the idea phase and going from the gnarly mess to stripping down to right now, were you able to articulate or identify what exact problem it was that you were trying to solve?
Yeah, it's the issue of not knowing what you're going to make and then having to spend time in the store trying to figure it out. I mean, I don't know. Again, I shouldn't make it sound like I know this is an answer. So this is an idea.
Well, that was the other thing I was wondering is how far along the way.
We're just kicking it around, like literally splash page. I developed a whole backend. It's really just way more than I did.
So I guess the other thing I'm curious, like, if you sat down to talk to we
were in front of stores and like asking people using Twitter, events like these. It's really perfect, right? So, and we get a mix, it's mixed, right? And that's kind of why it's narrowed itself down to young professional couples. We talk to young professionals who eat out and use the opportunity to eat out to meet people, right? Like go on dates and whatever, right? So you just I'm really trying to figure out whether, and the only reason I'm consistent, I'm pushing this thing is because I know I benefit from it, so I'm trying to figure out whether or not others, young professional couples will benefit from it as well. Right? And if there's a large enough concentration around the downtown area for that.
An idea to extend onto that for a higher price, cook it for me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's the question of whether or not people enjoy the process of cooking. And if they do, so if there are more people who don't, then it might be cooking. Do you like cooking?
No.
Do you know anyone who already does this?
Services that do just the shopping and bagging. The stores do, in a sense. They just don't they don't sort of set it up as a meal. Right? They just,
I know someone who does this already.
Right.
The company is called Indish.
Indish.
The same idea came out of it as a class at SFU, the same idea of preparing the food. So it's a matter of who's going to get into it first.
Oh, they prepare the food?
No, it's a business idea that came out of the class.
Okay.
And so this idea is not original. It's a matter of who's going to get it out first. And so my recommendation is figure out who's already doing it and get it done fast.
Yeah. So no, there's I don't know. Have you guys heard of Ventura? So they're actually hiring chefs to prepare meals and deliver it to I guess folks in San Francisco. So picking up a little bit of steam, but just the grocery shopping. Most of what I've seen, and I think there's one at Granville Market that does like the cutting up. So we're not even going that far, right? We're bagging up ingredients and getting back on the way on the bus.
Okay.
At least that's it.
Yeah, that's good more clear.
Couple of comments. So this has been done before. I think there are two problems they're actually solving, right? One is the problem of time. People don't, busy professionals don't have the time. And that's value in itself.
Right.
The second problem is basically sometimes you want to cook something and you don't really know what the ingredients are. So solving that issue, it's proportionate, you've got the right set of things back together, and you're not buying this big jar to cook something which is going to go waste.
Right.
So there are two real problems in there.
Right.
One way you can actually extend that is actually build it into an app, maybe on a smartphone or something, where people are inside the grocery store.
Right.
If people do still go into grocery stores.
Right.
And if they pick up something, it should be able to recommend what else goes with that dish. So if you can mash that up with a recipe from Epicurious, but also show the social side what others are cooking with that and recommend products, this is something that could be sold to a Safeway or a Whole Foods as a service.
Do you guys like walking around stores with your smartphones? I'm curious.
I'm an angel investor, so
Right.
I'm sitting here to understand ideas because I got a fund that's investing in seed stage companies. There is a company that I'm actually funding at the moment, which is working on the barcodes technology, sort of, understanding what's out there and mashing it out. It's got a lot of social, local aspect to it.
Yeah.
And
That's
this is
smart.
one of the ideas that I'm recommending to those guys to implement. And Safeway wants to put that together. So that's Whole Foods.
Okay, so you know for a fact that
There
stores.
is a market for something like that. It can be extended because now you can actually divert those guys to the actual ingredients you buy, right?
I love it. I was talking to stores all over BC, and they're so hesitant to change what they do.
They won't
They're
change.
so hesitant to change what they do. And even if it's like, so the first thing they'd say is that we're so resource constrained, we can't even have someone there pulling stuff out.
And the margin is very low.
Yeah,
That's
the
one of
margins.
the biggest reasons.
Exactly. So let us step in and do that for you. Just be sort of mouthpiece for us. And even that's kind of like pulling teeth.
I'm really fascinated by this. I would love to talk with you afterwards. I worked in the home grocery shopping industry in the early 1990s with a company that had barcode scanning the cornflakes as you in the home, pulling together a shopping list and sending it over to the stores, the Safeways, etc., to be delivered. Working with the Safeways and other companies like that to deliver that. There's a lot of research that's available that can help you avoid things that the forms have been done before.
Yeah.
Most of them make their buying decisions after 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
So that's the window, huh?
Yeah.
So we'd like to shrink. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to give that level of convenience. If it's,
Yep.
how close can we get it to the
90% of the shopping basket is what we purchased the last time.
right? Yeah.
So focusing on what that delta is would be an area of interest. But I'd love to talk with you afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good.
So question, why not cooking? Why did you take that step?
There was this underlying idea that there could be there would be value in there's a entertainment value. I don't know if entertainment's the right word, but some inherent value in actually spending the time to cook it, right? You're not watching TV, you're cooking with your significant other.
The reason why I ask is because there's a lot of professionals and startups, like a couple of my friends and I are a company pulled together to do lunches because we have a company we work with that brings lunches to us, right? And sometimes it's nice to know what ingredients, especially that goes into the meal. So like one day I'd be like, I want lasagna with so specific, and my friend would want so. You get certain craving. You don't want to order from the same restaurant all the time, which a lot of these companies do. So I'm wondering, like, maybe entertain that idea, because there's a lot of us that don't know how to cook, don't want to learn how to cook, don't want to go grocery shopping, but would like to have the experience of gourmet food and homemade food.
Yeah.
I'm just going to point out something. The two women have asked who's doing the cooking.
I would enjoy it.
Okay.
I don't enjoy the grocery store.